is Fox 19 now.
And welcome back, everyone. It is 8:09. It may be the largest data breach in history. Home Depot's in-store payment computer system hacked. It could go as far back as April. Joining me this morning is tech and internet expert Dave Hatter. How is this different than other ones that we saw?
Well, it's not different than Target, but it's different than a lot of hacks like the iCloud hack because they're not hitting the back-end systems to steal this. They're using a technique to brute force attack stores, systems, break in, and then install something called back-off malware into the point-of-sale system.
Right.
And they're literally capturing this data as it's coming through the point-of-sale system, and then this malware puts it out to wherever the criminals are.
So the thing is when you swipe a credit or debit card, that's when they get your number.
It's coming straight out of the point-of-sale system, unlike other hacks where they've broken into the back office and stolen the database. So it's a little different. Unfortunately, about 1,000 retailers are known to have had this hack applied. Again, it's called back off, and there are security experts who think the number's a lot higher. So this isn't going to go away anytime in the near future.
This is the thing. It was in April, they believe, so it means it went 6 months without anyone detecting it. How can that happen?
Well, that's a good question, Rob. Apparently, from what I've learned, the federal government and security experts tipped Home Depot on this. They didn't find this thing on their own. And that's part of the problem of why experts are speculating this hack is so big. You know, Target had about 40 million cards compromised. They're expecting this could be as many as 70 million because of the time that elapsed between when it was discovered and now.
Now, you don't hear of this happening in Europe. Why not?
Well, because in Europe, they use a different credit card technology. They use something called EVM, or pin and chip. Instead of just a mag stripe on the back where you can easily counterfeit those cards, they have an encrypted embedded chip in the card. So it's much, much harder, if not impossible, to counterfeit these cards, and consequently, they're a lot more secure. But the problem is here, the reason why they haven't switched, and the credit card companies are pushing this on their customers, is they have to upgrade all their equipment. The standard card swipers that you use won't work with these cards. So there's a substantial amount of pain and cost involved in this, and that's why you really haven't seen it happen here yet.
Okay, Apple making a big announcement yesterday, the iPhone 6, iPhone 6 Plus, also the Apple Watch and Apple Wallet. Now, this type of device has been around for a long time. Tell me about how it works. It
has. It's a concept called digital wallet, and Apple has a product built into theirs that ties into their passbook product called Apple Pay. And basically uses something called NFC, near field communication, so that rather than have to use a credit card for devices that are capable of it, you can take your phone, it's got your information stored in it, your bank account information and so forth. It's encrypted, so it should be secure. And then you basically can tap it on the device or when you get close to it and essentially transact a transaction as opposed to have to use a card.
Well, the thing is, and I was talking to Dave about this, they've been using this type of device in Japan for years now. It has not caught on here. Why?
Well, I think there's a couple of reasons. I think people inherently are concerned about having that information on their phone. Partially. Various vendors. Google's tried this. There are independent digital wallet vendors out there. I think part of the problem is people are uncomfortable with it, and again, like the smart chips in the credit card.
It's going to cost the stores money.
Retailers are going to have to put in new devices to make this work. The networks have to change to support it. Now, Apple does have some big players on board. Macy's is on board. The big credit card companies are on board. So I think they have a good shot of pulling this thing off.
Last question for you. When the Apple iPhone came out, it changed everybody's lives. Do you think this Apple Watch is going to do the same thing? I'm trying to figure out a need for this thing.
You know, that's a really good question, Rob. I think, in my mind, really, it just supplements the phone. Without the phone, it doesn't really do anything on its own. You know, it's kind of a Dick Tracy thing. I think it's got a certain cool factor. I don't think it will have the impact the phone itself does, simply because you still have to have these other devices.
And the same thing, the Google Glasses came out a while ago. You don't see many people walking around with those things.
Well, they're so dorky, you know. I mean, who wants to walk around looking like that?
Exactly. Dave Hatter, always a good time, man.
Thanks,
Have a good day. We have much more still to come.